Kyla Raymond. Kyla, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Perfect. So, what a feedback you will share with us today concerning the first lecture?
Not a whole lot, I guess. This topic is pretty new to me, so I was just trying to take notes as quickly as possible.
Okay.
There was a lot to take in.
Yes, I agree. But maybe because the first lecture, a lot of information I have already shared with you, that you get more familiar with what we mean by web and internet. However, we will focus more on the programming issues starting at the end of the last lecture. We do it, and we will go ahead. Now we will focus more about HTML and CSS stuff. So it will be more oriented to programming from now till the end of this course.
Okay,
sounds good for you?
Yes, sounds great.
Okay, let's take the third one, the last one. Jamie, maybe Jamie, she want to share something with us. Go ahead, Jamie. She told me, yeah, I had a question. Go ahead. You have a mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you in a perfect way.
So I was just a little confused when you were using the notes pad and creating like the page, I guess. Okay. It just was quick, but like isn't like everything makes sense. It's more or less understanding it fully. Like it's just getting that full scope, I guess.
yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yes. No worry, we will practice more today. Today, as I said, we will dig deeply in the HTML stuff. Yeah. And today we will have a group work exercise. At the end of the lecture, I will break you down to different groups and we will have a competition. I will give you a task to do it not individually, but in a group level. And I will go in each room, I will divide you, and then we will practice it more. Concerning Notepad, because HTML, we don't need a special compiler. Are you familiar with another programming language, or have you already taken another programming language?
Python. Python I'm very familiar with. I need to learn Java though, so.
Yes, I see. So Python, if you want to go to work with Python, you should have an environment, the compiler, and then you will have an editor that you are going to use it where you edit your code. And this editor will be related to the Python compiler to compile the high-level language to change it to the machine language that your machine can understand this. Yes, do you agree?
Yeah.
HTML, it's not like this, because HTML, it is just being, we don't use the word compiled. It is executed by the browser, because your browser is built to accept the HTML code from the server and show and display it to the client. This is why we don't need any editor and we don't need any compiler for this. So just whenever there is a file is being saved .html, by default it will be opened by your browser and display the content of it. Okay. So it is very special for HTML compared to other programming language. No compiler needed, no special editor needed. You can still use a special IDE or editor in order to help you to somehow make a shorthand in the code, which means that there are predefined code will be built in and just you can use it. However, I don't prefer it in this level because I want you to practice one by one, and later maybe when you start with your project, we can go to a predefined, we can go a more advanced editor where there is a predefined code, you just use it within the whole code that you are going to write in this case. So far, we will go simply as this, just use a notepad and write a code as a notepad, and then whenever you save this file, not .text, .html, your browser by default will execute this file and it will be your first web page in this case. Jimmy, do you remember when we talked that what you mean by HTML? What is HT stand for?
Hypertext.
Yeah, perfect. So it is a text file. So it is a text file. So however, rather than having a normal text, it will be a hypertext, which means that you can include links and other tags using this one. So this is why you have to deal with it using Notepad in this case.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thank you so much, Jamie, for your question. Okay, let me share my screen for today. Open for today. Yeah. Today I will not have a long lecture. I will focus more in practice. So let me start here, share it with me, lecture today. It's not introduction, we can give it another name, the lecture later when I will upload it. So far we have already discussed concerning last time what do you mean by a paragraph. And we said that an HTML file is a set of elements. And for us, the elements, they are tags. And these tags, we will use them to create different elements in our web page. So far we said that we have something we named the block. We talked about the main structure of the HTML. We said we have a head, and we talked about what we will have in the head. We said in the head we will have a title, and then we said also in the head, this is what we have already discussed the last time. And then we have some optional tags. And then we will go to the body, which is the main part of the HTML file. And this is what you are going to see when you open your web page. And we said in the body, I think that we start with paragraph 1. There is something we name it paragraph P1, and we talk about the heading. And we finished with two main tag, important tag, the hyperlink, which means using A to create a link, and also the image, how you can include an image within your HTML tag. Today we will continue with this more to learn more tags. I said it will not be a long one because I need to have a group work and practice what we have already discussed the last time and this time. By the way, I have an advice for you. It is an advice, and at the same time it is an important note to keep it till we finish this course, that this course is sequential. What do you mean by sequential? Which means sometimes what were the new stuff you are going to learn, it will be related to all the stuff you have already learned in the lectures before. So I would suggest that some student will go with courses that we will stay till we will have the quizzes or midterms to start working in it. In any programming course, either it is a desktop programming or a web like this, it's not like this. Sometimes you will see the lecture, you see, okay, I can understand the lecture, I can see this. But however, sometimes you need to practice this, because if you practice this, you can know later how you are going to use this code to build another code in it. So it's very important to practice the exercises that we have in each lecture when you return back to home. Just don't go to the presentation or the lecture notes. Okay, this understand. Well, it's not like this. It is the same when you want to learn writing. So whenever you write more, your handwriting will be better by time. Here the same. If you are going to learn any programming language, whenever you more practice this language, you will see that you are getting more knowledge about it, and you have an upper level of coding based on this programming language. So for HTML, I will suggest that when you will be back home to do it, and we'll have our assignments, maybe not, we can have it starting the next week. By the end of the next week, not this week, I will publish our first assignment, and you will have a 1 week more to send me the solution. But again, I advise that you will practice the exercise that we have it in the lectures. So there are some text formatting that, like the P1 that we use it in the P, but the P that we have already used it, just you put a text. Now I'll give you some of this HTML text formatting. However, when we talk about styling the different elements in the HTML, we are going to deal with it when we will go to learn CSS. The CSS is stand for Cascade Styling. So CSS language, we will use it to give a style or go to the settings of the style of an HTML tag. But since we are now still in the HTML learning, so here there are some tags that you can use it to make formatting to a paragraph. Like here, whenever you want to go to make a bold font, like here, so you can go ahead using B1. So B, you are going to make bold. Whenever you want italic one, you go to I1. Again, that whenever there is a tag, open it, close it. And then if you want to make a subscript text like here, so you use sub1. Superscript one, you use the SUP sub1 in this case. I think it's too easy. If the concept of tag, we are more familiar with it, we can understand more how we can use these tags to make this text formatting that I'm talking about it. This is another about when we talk about B as a bold, and this is more strong, which more I don't have to say it bold, more bold than the bold, no, but it's stronger comparing the normal bold in this case. So this is just a very simple, as I said, HTML text format that we're talking about. However, more styling we will learn in CSS. I want you to know more now. Now we are going to talk more about the lists. What different lists that we will have. For example, in HTML, we will have something we name it unordered list and ordered list. Unordered list, which means that you didn't take the numbering for this list, which one comes before, so just you put list with bullets. Again, styling this bullet, we are going to do it in the CSS one. So just I want you to know that there is something we name it unordered, ordered lists. So if you start with the unordered one, so the unordered one, so you will use UL, unordered, UL, this is, which means that we are writing that here we are going to go make unordered list. And then each list item, we use the LI tag for this. So writing this code, you will get this output. Bullets are automatically generated. Styling this bullet, as I said, we can do it using CSS that we are going to learn later. So far, what I want you to be more familiar, what I mean by unordered list. So unordered list will have LLLI, which means I can add many elements like I needed here. Again, all these tags are within the body. We said the head, just we add the title to the head, and maybe if there's some meta information that we talked about last time, plus what we have already talked about it concerning link, if we want to link with external resources. However, all tags that will appear in the page should be within the body one. And always, as we said, always that you can create a nested tags, as we see here. This is a list item, but we put it in an unordered list to have this, as we can see here. So here it is ordered list. So the unordered list, we use a UL tag. The ordered list, we use the OL tag. For example, when I said you have to practice, so if you don't practice it, time was a time we are going to learn different tags. So now you are, okay, unordered list UL, ordered list OL. You understand this. Now, after this, you can understand this. But you full forgot this if you don't practice this. So as a coach, leading your team, I will not say as this class, I said this is a team. We should practice in order that train our mind in a way we'll never forget this. So OL, close OL, this means we are making an order one. The same as we did before that, making LI1, list item, we will do it here again, list item, list item, list item. And since it is OL, so it will be an ordered one, automatically will be generated here numbers. Again, this number, we can do it, for example, Roman number, or choose alphabetical one. So styling this, we will do it using CSS, as I said before in this case. So what about nested one? As we can see here, nested one, sometimes we will have list and we will have another nested list, which we will have a super list and we will have inferior list, like here. See this. So, and normally, so we will have, this is the first list, has 2 items. Here we will have another list. Also, we have 2 items, and we will have here third. So we have 3 levels of list. We name it nested list. And normally when you make the same, when you create a document, text document, you have to do it like a Word document. Here we're creating a hypertext document, HTML document. Also, we need sometimes to have this nested. So since we know how to make an ordered list, ordered unordered list, so we can use this here. So first we will start with the upper list. So the upper list is numbering one. We have 2 items, so we will make a number 1 ordered one. So, and I will suggest that whenever you open a tag, go ahead and directly close it. Don't wait till finish, because sometimes we will get confused between different nested one. So if I will write my code, I will start write OL, then close it here. So I finish. Now, how many items I will have? So I will have 2 items. I will open LI and close it before going to the inside one. So I will close the tag directly before I was doing this. And then I will go to another LI, which means we are still here. So we open ordered list. Again, we will do it here, LI, this one, we close it here, because we have 2. This is one, another one, so this is another one, LI, also we have to close it here, to be closed here, maybe there's a part still missed here, down from the file, but it should be here. And then we will go to another level 1. So the another one, also it is ordered one, so I open another ordered list, and I close it here. And then I put the 2 list items here. Within this list item, there is another ordered list, so I created this ordered list. And like always, you can use a BR to create a new line. Because I want to make a space here, I make a line space, so I use a BR1. I said after this ordered one, make a new line. Using this nested list, we can create different level of a nested list based on our requirement. And in the nested list, we can have unordered, ordered at the same time. It doesn't mean that we have this, whenever we talk about nested list, we just have a nested list, unordered one. No, we can have unordered, ordered one in this case. Tables. tables is very important in HTML because we will use tables not only to create a table, for example, if we want to show a table, but sometimes we will use a table without a border to structure our web page. So good. So here, this is this is another definition list before we'll go to the table one. So definition list, it means that here, as you can see here, this list here, we will want this is third type of list. So DL, they define a definition list, and here the title and content, which means that according to this list here, we will have always, like let's do the simple one, we have set of list. So here the list order and order one, it will be a list of items or a set of items. However, this definition one, we will have it here that for each item in the list, we'll have a title and a content. Like here. So in this case, definition list, we will have this is add a one item, this is another item, and this is a third item, and this is a fourth item. For each item, we will have a title and a content, title and a content, title and a content. This is how we can have third type of a list. We name it that definition list. So we have three list types in the HTML, unordered, order, and definition list in this case. Before we start with the table one, do anyone have any question concerning the list? Let me pick one. Batul Sida. Are you here, Batul?
Batul, yes.
Batul. So I'm saying your name the correct way, Batul, yeah?
Yes.
So Batul, is it clear concerning different lists in HTML how we can do it?
A bit too much for the first time, but yeah, I think we're good, yeah.
So if I want you to do an HTML list in a file this is your web page, and I want you to do it this list. So bullet X, bullet Y, bullet Z. So how you can do this? Tell me.
I'm using an unordered list, but in a nested form.
Nested form? This is all the same level. We don't have to have it a nested one.
Oh, so it's an unordered list.
Perfect. So can you tell me how I can write this unordered list?
I'm using the tag UL and
Perfect.
I for
So
XYZ.
if I will write it, so I go UL and then?
LI?
Yeah, but what I said, I will give you an advice that whenever you open a tag, go ahead and close it directly in order not to forget to close it later.
Mm-hmm.
So I will write UL, then I close UL, then I start making the first list item, the LI, and then I go ahead and close it. And then I will write here, for example, X, and then I will do the same for Y and Z.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Batul, in this.
You're welcome.
So now let's go to the HTML tag. So sorry, to the table tags. So the table, as I said, when we talk about HTML, we can use a table for more, not just to create an HTML table, which means to view a set of records and a header and a different columns and different rows. Sometimes the HTML file, we will see it more later. We can categorize it as a one table, and we sometimes to make an alignment, we will align this here, align this here, align this here. So you use no border in this case. So a table, you will use it with either to display a special content or to structure and arrange your page using a table. So this tag will have some attributes. So one of the attributes, it will be border, which means that if you want to have it a border, equal border, we will see it, or we will give the thickness of the border, how much thickness we do it. So if you say border equal border, in this case, it will take the default value of your browser. However, if you set border equal 0, border equal 1, border equal 2, border 0, there is no border. So you can see it will be invisible, the border. If you give a special value, the border then will take the thickness of the border. You can define it here in this case. So, and each table will have a caption, which is the label for this table. And normally the table we will have, when we talked about table is set of rows. And each row can have different columns. So when we want to build a table, we start building first, creating the row. And then we will see how much value we are going to put in each column. So we have two types of rows, TH and TR. TR mean a row, and TH is a special case from TR. TH, it is a header row, which means that the value that will be inserted here, they will be bold one, strong one, when we use TH. So, and TD, we will use it for the content of the column in this case. Let's take an example, talk more about it. So I want to do this table. I want my HTML file to preview for me this table in this case. So here it is. So if first I will make a table border. So I can see here, this is border. I said it will take the origin, the default for this browser. So if you put border equal border and you open it in using different browser, you will see that there are some browser will see no border, some browser will have a border of special thickness, because you didn't give a special value for this border. So the last time we said that when you talk about HTML tags, we can have different attributes for the same tag. Again, when we talk more about CSS, we will play around the different value for the different tags based on what we will have for these tags as the values. So we will have a table border equal border, which means we'll take the default one. So we want to here do it. How many rows we will have here? We will have 1, 2, 3. So I will have 1, 2, 0 row. So first I will go ahead to do the row in this case. And then I always close, open this. And then I will go to each row to see what is the data content I have to do it. So in the first one, here there's no data. So I will keep it. So when I talk about column here, so I said we can use TH. When you use this the here and this one in this row, we're going to be a strong one. So you can see here we'll do it as a strong one, which means the TH in this case it has bold one. So I use a TH, not TDD, and not the TD. And since we are talking about tables, so if we agree that each row has a 3 columns, so all they have 3 columns, or we are going to make merge later. But so they have to have, in this case, there's a column has no value. So we have to create this column, but there is no value here, according to what we do it here. So if we need to have a bold one, the header, it is a header row. So I use TH. So 3TH, the first one is empty. Here, column 1, column 1. I finished the first row. I will go now to the second row. When I will go to the second row in this case, so this is second row here, we have a TH, TD, TD. So if you see, I use TH because I needed to have a strong bold one. The other two content, it no, so I use TD in this case. So the third one, the same issue, I finish with this. So this is This is either will give, I said, border. If for them I will not have no border with some browser and some would depend. So I have a question. So if I want to have this border like this for all browsers, what I have to change in this code? Johan Firara, are you here?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Perfect. So, do you got my question?
Yeah. Is it just put a number, so like 1?
Yes. So here, rather than the border equal border, so I just put a number. Whenever I will go up with a number, I will have a more thick border. So this number will resemble the thickness of the border in this case. So if I want to do such kind of a table like here, so I have to change, for example, this is to make it a 5, the value here. I don't do it here, so I do 5. And you see here, the caption here, I write the caption before starting building the row. So I can put the caption here or put the caption here, so it will be the same, but it should be within the table tag. Here is the caption that I have already write that here, my first table. HTML, it's a very simple programming one. It is a simple one, so it is an easier comparing to other programming language because it's more advanced text document, so we don't expect to have more complicated code to use it in this case. So like here, this is what I said before. So normally here I do for here this is a simple one that all have the same number of columns, even though there are no content, so I added. So like here, so I still can do it like here. So it doesn't mean that I have to stay all they have the same one. So here I said th. So I put the first row with the 4 different columns. Now the whole size of the table should take the longest row. This is normal. However, it doesn't mean that I have to go and include anything here in this case. But I will prefer that whenever you're going to do this, go ahead and create a column and make it an empty one in order to be consistent in your code. This is the only reason in this case. So what if you want to use something like this? Merging cells. There's something in HTML name call spam and row spam. Either we will merge the column or they will merge the cell in the same row, or we will merge the cell in the same column in this case. So here the call span, this means that we are going to merge different cells in the same row. We are merging different cells in the same row. So if I want to do this, so I will go ahead and make th, which are RTD, and then I will make call spam 3, which means that merge 3 cells and put them here, what to do. If I want, okay, based on this, so if we'll go to the next one. So let's call this. Can anyone will help me in this? How I will start with this? I need volunteer to start with this. We are going to build the code for this one. So anyone will help me? I need a volunteer to start building with me, or I can pick one. Elliot, perfect. Thank you so much, Guy. Go ahead. So I will go ahead with my notepad. I will do it with you here. So can you see my notepad, or just you can see the presentation? Can you see a notepad in the screen?
I can see the notepad. The text is a little.
Sorry, what you said? Can you repeat?
Sorry, I can see the notepad, but it's a little bit small.
What about now?
Yeah, that should work.
Okay, but we need to keep this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we need. Let me do it in another way. Maybe I can do it like this. And I don't know if there is a zoom option here. I'm not quite sure.
We're good.
You're good? Perfect. So go ahead. So I forgot this is we said we should have a head here. Head. This is we started the last time. And then we have to close the head. And then we have to add a title. And we have to close the title. So in the body, I will remove this. We don't need it. So Elliot, I'm with you. I will follow up what you will tell me. So how I will start here now.
Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, the first thing you would actually put in would be the caption.
So before we will put the caption, first we should create the table tag.
So yeah, start and open and the table tag.
Okay. So we will do a table tag. Then I said, as I always said, then I have to close this table tag. Sorry. So. Okay. And then I will now, go ahead, Elliot, tell me what I have to do now.
You put the caption next?
Yes, we can put the caption. I will put the caption. And like always I said, when you write something, go ahead and close it directly before you do anything in order not to forget to close it. So in the caption here,
and then
I'm sorry, I should always. So and now we will write what you want to write. Fruit juice.
To start the.
Let me not lose time in this now. So I just write through it. And now, yeah, tell me what I have to do.
So to start the first row, you would put in a jar tag.
Yes, so in this case, we will build the table row by row. So I will go create my first row. So I have how to create the first row, Elliot. Can you tell me what is the tag I have to use it? I will give you three options, TR, TD, TH. Which one?
TH, I believe.
So TH, it will be within the TR, but always when we go to the row, we have to use a TR first. Okay. TH and TD will use it to the content of the columns. So first we have to open a TR. So quick, close the TR before we do anything in order not to be confused. So I will go with, by the way, I prefer that make some tabs in order to just, and even though here I have to do it, so just to organize my code. And then I will, after this, I will, sorry, here it is. I will go here now. This will be here, this one. So we should here write this one. So now tell me what I have to do in this case.
So it would be, you can close TH tags, leave those any content between blank space.
You see now there is something tricky here, because we have something we have to do it, and you see here also there are some rows, some cells that they merge in the row level, and some will be merge them in the column level. Okay. So I think that we have to start with this one. So this one to do this, so no need to do it since there is no content, so there is no need to do it as a th. So what? Sorry, t. We can do td. So we go to td1, and but it will not be. Let me first close it. So here, this is not a normal td because this td will contain a content that will go for 2 rows, as we can say. So in this case, we will use row span. How many rows we will have? 2 rows, because it will get 2 rows. I will do it in this case. So 2. So what I'm saying that this content will take a place for 2 rows in this case. This is the first one. Now there is nothing here to do it. So now what will be the next step, Elliot?
The next
So
one would be
we are going to write the fruit juice string. So what we will use, which tag we are going to use for this?
call span.
Perfect. th call span. So I said equal. I think we have 3. We are going to merge 3 cells, so equal 3. And then, like always we said, we open, close, so quick. And now there are some content we have to put it here, which are the fruit juice strings. Fruit juice drinks. Okay, so now the first row we are done with it. So we are going. Let me just use this code. So I have another row now. So the first one here, this row, there is nothing here. This is, maybe I don't need this, because here I will have the first one, there is nothing, just one level. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think that, yeah, I have an appel, so I can do it as an empty one, or I don't have to do it. Even though I don't have to do it because this was merged with the first one. So I just go ahead and make a TD. And I think that we need, no, I think it would be TH or TD. What do you think, Elliot?
It would be TH because it's still ahead.
Perfect. Yes. It would be TH because as Elliot, he said that there's here a bold, strong font. So I need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. By the way, in order to organize our code in a good manner, so just have to make now this like this. So here I will put apple, then I will go here orange, then we'll go here screwdriver. What is this one? Screwdriver, whatever it is. Screwdriver. So we are finished with the second one. I'm doing this one by one because it's the first practice. Later, more courses, I will not go this one by one, but I think it's good for you to go one by one at the beginning. So now we are done, Elliot, with 2 rows, yeah? So we'll go to the third one. So I can, this is copy paste to the third one. So here I think that we need here TH for the first one.
Yeah, and then TD for
Then,
the next 3.
TD, we need TD. I will delete this. Also I delete this, so I need 1, 2, 3. And here I use to be, this is, we start with TH, it will be breakfast. Here 0, 1, 0. So, and then I will go to another row also. So this is, we finished the breakfast one. I will go here. This is also the breakfast will be lunch one. And then I will go 1, 0, 0. So I have here 1, 0, 0. And then I will go to the last one, which is here. I think it will be dinner here. I will go to 0, 0, 1. So I think we are done with this. So we included a caption. So, but I think we should include a border because I have a border here. So I can do it as a border, suppose 1 or whatever I can, which one I can pick. This case. So I'm done. So it's already, we have already put it here, even though I can save it on another file. So save as. Let's name it lecture 2. I do it .html, so it take it here. This Notepad++ will help me to do it. So this is why Notepad++ it will be more easier compared to Notepad. So I will save it on my desktop, lecture 1. So I will go to my desktop now. Let's open the file. So go to desktop 1. So we name it lecture. We said we name it lecture 2. We said, or lecture. Maybe we save it only lecture. I think we save it lecture. Here it is. So here we have, this is for it as a caption, and this is a table what we did it, and this is how we make, this is a column spam and row spam, and here are the different values using tr, th, td. Anyone had any question, go ahead and ask me about it. And as I said, we can use a table to display special content, and we can use also the table to make a structure for the whole web page and put a special and another tag. So this is can have another tags also. I think that we have first Johan. He has already raised his hand. Go ahead, Johan.
Yeah.
Then
so you see that top left part? How do you make it so that that doesn't have a border?
You mean here there's no border?
Yeah. You see how the top left there that doesn't have a border, and then how do you make it so that that
No,
also doesn't have a border?
you talk about the whole board, the whole table, or you talk about special part of the table?
Just special part of the table.
Yeah, this is we'll discuss it later more.
All right,
We are
sounds good.
going to go ahead and then we'll make a parameters based on, in this case, we can give a parameter for the th or td if you want. So rather than giving both of the table, you can give it here in the th or td. You got it, Johan?
Can you say that again? I didn't quite get it.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
said now one, yeah, no worry. When you said border 1, it will give for the whole table the same border. If you want to have a special border for a special content, so in this case, you can give a parameter for this th or td. So you can here, for example, have this td have a border equal 5. So now the border value will affect this td, not the whole table in this case.
All right. So if I were to want to get that top left one, should I would be putting
Yeah,
the...
this is we will discuss it later. Just I tell you that it will be this is because later when we go to the style, we will talk about different style and we will discuss different parameters that we can use it. But what I want you to learn so far, that in order that to make styling, we are now making styling. For example, I will have, this is, maybe I will have this is dotted one. And this is I don't want it. and this is, I will have it like this is more thick one, and there is here no one. So in this case, this is the first row, second row, third row. This is the first row, second row, third row. So this is, we talk about here, this TD. So in this case, we are going to put different parameters for this TD that talk about the upper border, lower border, right border, and left border in this case. We'll see different examples about it. So in this case, we will go here. Go to the left border, right border. So here we'll include different parameter for this TD in this case. Sounds good, Johan?
Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, Manik, go ahead. Do you have a question?
No, I also have the same question of John.
So you are okay now?
Yes.
Perfect. So this is what I want to say here concerning alignment. This is why I said wait till the next one to talk about it. So here we talk about the alignment one. For example, if I want to make an alignment, in this case, let's go like this example now. This is another example talk about alignment, which means that I will not have for the whole table the same alignment. For example, in the third row, this is the first row, second row, third row. Here we'll have an alignment left. Here, so in the third one here, we said here, sorry, this is will be, yes, the breakfast one. So this is a breakfast one. So the breakfast one will be here, the align left. So as I said before, if there is a special style for a special cell, for us, the cell either can be TD or TH in this case that related to this row. In this case, for this, we can go ahead and put a parameter for this TD, like here. This is, we said it is, we name it to have it left. This is align center. This is align right. So we will not give it, there's a piece of code not mentioned here. So if we go to the table code, we can give align for the whole table. But if you want to align in the TD level or the left or the cell level, we can go ahead and play or assign values to the parameter to this TD in this case. What about here, for example, top and bottom? So this is a vertical align. You can see here. So we name it V align in this case. So either we'll go horizontal using align, or we go vertical using top bottom in this case, by giving different parameter for this one in this case. Here, another one we talk about if you want to go to make a special values for the spaces between the cells. Something we name it here cell padding, cell spacing. Let's talk about what we mean by cell padding and cell spacing. So if we talk about, sorry, so if we talk about more about, let me open this here. So if you will talk about here more about the table as a whole, this table, we give it border 5. Cell padding 10 and cell spacing 10. So what do you mean by cell padding and cell spacing? Here you can see here cell padding 30 and cell spacing is 20. So we have here a value here, and we have internal value here. So the cell spacing is a space between cells or between columns. The cell padding is a space between the content of this cell and the border of this cell. So this is why we said here cell padding is 30, which means that the space from the distance from here till here is 30. And normally when we talk about without giving a unit, it will be per pixel in this case by default. You know what I mean by pixel, yeah? You are familiar with a pixel? So pixel, it is, for example, when you talk your skin is 1000 by 1000 or 1024 by 1024 resolution. So this is a very small cell in each screen of your computer. So we're talking about 30 pixels in this case. about when we talk about cell padding, cell spacing. And there are more examples that later when we talk about styling, we'll talk about it, that the guys that ask here, what about the border? So there's something we need, upper border, lower border. It we can have, as the example here said, we have an upper border for this, for example, for this, no, in this case, we will return to here. For TD, we will have an upper border. It can have a dotted one, it can have a thick one, or it can have no border one by aligning different parameters. Again, the parameter will be within the styling when we talk with the styling. Just I'm now describing or discussing with you the main parameter that you should be aware about it in this level. This is what I want to discuss it with you today before we go to the group work. This is the group work. I will ask you to do it. The group work, you are going to create this page for me today. How we are going to do it? I will break you down in the Microsoft team to different groups. Okay, what happened next? What will happen next is the following. That after I break you down to different groups, each group of you, they'll have their group student, their own room. We will go ahead from this main room to the different individual rooms. I will be with you with these rooms. And the group that first as a beginning has to tell me that we are finished. And then the second one, the third one. I will take a remark who will finish first, and then we will return to the main lobby to see the different solution we will have. So if group A, for example, finished first, we will check the code for A. If their code is correct, then all the students in this group will take bonus for the assignments. I will not add this bonus now. I will take a note for this bonus, and before I will deliver the final grade for the courses, I will add this bonus to the assignments grade for the student. Why not? Because maybe this student will take a full mark now for this assignment, but maybe will not take for the full mark for the second assignment. So I will keep this bonus as a me. Before I will deliver the final grade, I will add this bonus to the assignment for this student. So if the members of this group get a correct solution, they will get bonus. If not, we will go to the second one. If not, to the third one. So to get the bonus, you have to finish first also. Are you ready to go to the group work? Before we go to the group work, I will share with you today's lecture in the chat here because you need it. And after I will share with you, I first stop sharing now. I will share with you the lecture as a PDF in the chat. Each one of you have it. And then I will break you down in the room in an arbitrary way. Just give me 1 second to send you the today lecture as a PDF. We save it. We need to give today lecture a name. I will give it a name later when I upload it. So I will share it here in the chat. Don't worry, Jamie. I will assign you to a room. When you be back, you can just go to the room where you will be assigned. I'm sorry, I think it didn't. Yeah. I send it as a PDF, the PowerPoint. I need to send it as a PDF. It will be easier to you. I send it now as a PDF. So now all of you will have an access for this. Now we are 16 here, so I will break you to 4 rooms. You will be assigned to different room now, and I will join you. I will double check with all rooms, yeah? I will announce the time when we'll be in the rooms. So I will open the room now. Open room. Open room. Now you'll be automatically assigned to room, huh? So you will find yourself in a room now. Open room. Open room. I have a question here for somebody. When we back in the
Oh.
this, or is it all inside the bracket?
Do you need brackets for? Wait, go on a little down, and then I think we have an example. Example. You could check that.
Oh, we ran out of time.
What happened? Yeah, let's all be here first.
We just finished it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the point that I was with the room 1 and then room 2, they told me they finished. Then I see the chat, there is something that chat from the room 2. So for me, the room 2, they finished first. And the room 1, this is who contacted me telling me that they have finished. So
room 2 then?
We will check the code of room 2. If they didn't do it correctly, we will go to room 1. As I said, you should, who finished first, he has to tell me by chat that we finished. I was in room 1, and then it told me they finished. However, at the same time, I saw that room 2 and maybe Anmol Preet, he has already written something telling me that they finished. To be transparent, so room 2 announced it before room 1. So room 2, we have Navneet, Kaila, Jamie, and Anmol Preet. Who is going to present? If your solution is not correct, we will go to room 1. So who will present from room 2 in this case? Okay, go ahead. Nice one. Okay, can we go down, 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 down? There's a small table down. Yes, they did it. Oh man. Jimmy, it seemed that I was not kidding when I told you that you will do it.
I think it only came together in the past 30 seconds.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you keep Anmol Preet, can you keep the code? We want to discuss your code. Can you share screen again? Okay, so it seems that you don't have a mic. So somebody else from the team can discuss for us the code.
Yes.
So at the beginning, there is a body. And then, go ahead. Who is going to discuss the code for us? Who is going to tell us about the code, why he did this and this and this? Who will do it? We need somebody present for us the code from the group 2 to get the bonus.
Do it.
Ah, Jimmy, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I will help you, don't worry. So in the body, at the beginning, you will have H1 because there is a heading, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you will put an image. The tag for an image is source, SRC. So you use an online image. This is why you add this one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have another heading, which is H2. What about center? This one we didn't discuss it so far. So you search online about it?
Yeah.
So you want to tell us that you can use center for alignment. Keep the code, please.
Yeah, you can do the center tag.
Okay, then you use another. Do we need this div 1 here or there's no need for this? Why you put H3, PP, H1, H2, H3 in a div? Do you have an answer, Jimmy, for me?
I didn't write that part.
You don't have to say this. It is a group work. You should have already discussed it. Okay, I will ask you another question. Do you know what is div and why we have to use it? Yeah. And Pulpreet, he said, yes, there is no need for this. Yes, there is no need for this. Div, it is just a container that we can put different tags. It doesn't affect your code here, so I will not consider it as an error because it is useless. Div, normally we will use it as a container to put different tags in it, and later we can give a style to div, and this style will affect all the tags included in div. So if you don't intend to make any style, there is no need to use a div in this case. Is it clear, Jimmy?
Intel that it was to make the code easier.
Yes, it will make the code easier whenever you want to use a style, CSS style. Rather than go by each tag alone and give it a style, so you can put a group of tags within a div, and then you give a style to the div one in this case. It will affect all of them.
Yeah.
In this case, we are not talking about styling, so no need for this. Let's go to the table one. Can you go down and Mulpreet about down? Okay. So I think it is an easy one. So table, close table, and make a row, nothing to do it here. And then use hyperlink at the end. The issue here, just they use an alignment center, put a tag center. We didn't discuss it so far. This guy do it, but they can do it also in another way, that create a table one and use it for alignment. We will see it more. But also this is an easy way to do it. Anyone here today have any question about what the group 2 do it? I'll take a note. Group 2 will get a bonus. I will create an Excel sheet with you for the bonus, and I will share it with you. And when we're back in the class, I will do the same. So I will keep this file shared by all of us, so that each session there is a group will get a bonus for this. Tell me, do you have any more question for me today? If there is no more any question for today, and Jimmy has to go to take care for her dog also, so I need 3 thumbs up to leave, or I will stay here today.
Did we receive the bonus marks?
Yeah, you have already received it. Yes.
Oh, very good.
Celebrate today.
Good job, team. Yeah.
So I get Batul, John, and yeah, I need 1 more thumbs up to leave this sketch also. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy your night today and have a good evening. And I hope that next week we will be in the campus and we can meet there face to face at that time, or mask to mask in this case. It will not be face to face. Take care all. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye bye.